Hey folks, I'm your host BKP. Good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show, trying to get organized here. Got a lot going on. To release the memo or not release the memo? That is the question. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, I'm your host BKP. Yeah, I was thinking about doing my Wolfman Jack this morning. I'm just in a mood. I am rested. I mean, I went home, I think 7:30, 7:45, boom, out like a light. You know, we have been doing Team FYN Sports. We have been broadcasting live every night the Gilmer County Park and Rec Youth Basketball Tournament. And last night was night off, so we're back at it tonight at 6 o'clock. But got to go straight home yesterday. Do not pass go. Do not collect. $200 went right to bed. Anyhow, if you would like to contact the show, now a couple things yesterday. We talked about the State of the Union, and I have some questions out here. And Amanda, I'm going to ask you some questions because yesterday, oozing excellence. I like that. I mean, that one yesterday, I took that right home with me, oozing excellence. And so I might get Amanda's opinion on one or two things today. Just some clarity, because you never know. I might be going one direction and she might say, hey, no, you got to reel it in here. We got to look at it a different way. So we're going to ask a question, but here's a couple things I want to know. Oh, by the way, you can get in touch with the show, 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, chief@fetchernews.com, okay? Facebook, we're asking these questions on Facebook. Sam's putting some stuff out on Facebook. They're all doing some stuff out there. But you can find us on Facebook, Fetcher News. You can follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, at FYNTV, a little bit of everything. Okay, so this morning at 8:30 will be Carla's Corner, and then at 9 o'clock we will get right back into our state, national, and some local news. At 9 o'clock, I want to talk just a minute about the school bus. So you can schedule your morning. I'm going to try to stay on. I know some of you are laughing out there. I'm going to try to stay focused, okay? I'm going to try to stay focused at 9 o'clock. Last week, there was a school bus that flipped over the weather was just terrible that day, that flipped over out here on Yukon Road in Gilmer. And we want to talk about that just a little bit. We have been gathering information. Now, like I said, we've been gathering information, and we've been gathering information, and we want to talk about that at 9 o'clock. Hold on, I'm just trying to get something ready here. All right, a couple questions. Now, the State of the Union, we have, obviously we have broke down yesterday, the Democrats are anti-American, just in general. I mean, you have watched over and over yesterday, I got messages, you've watched over and over as the President of the United States said, African American, black unemployment is the lowest in history or whatever. The Black Caucus completely stayed seated. I called somebody yesterday and I said, the concerning thing to me is there were some pro-American things. Now, not to go backward into the State of the Union, there has always been the Democrats, they stay seated when they hear policy things that they don't agree with. Policy, stay with me, policy things. Republicans, they keep their seat when they hear policy things that they don't agree with. That has always been, and that is okay, and that will continue. But there was a time when American themes, unity in this country, nobody would stay seated, okay? So there was a time, and I was talking to somebody, I said yesterday, there was a time that, talking about our national anthem and our flag and things of this nature, in God we trust, our God, there was a time when senators like Sam Nunn would have stood up. Sam Nunn. There was a time when former Grand Wizard, fiddle player, Constitution carrying, pork barrel spending Democrat Robert Byrd would have stood up, okay? There was a time when those Democrats on that side of the aisle would have stood up. I could go through and show you not the moments the Democrats stayed seated. I could go through and show you the moments that Democrats would have stood even 20 years ago, okay? That's how bad it is, folks. And just starting there, all right? Now, a couple things I want to cover this morning. First of all, for some reason, I want to do this. I don't know why, but let me see. I don't know why I want to do this.
XCRB, 9:30 in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles!
50,000 watt clear channel XCRB, Radio North America, Central Studios, Los Angeles, 1090 on your dial.
It's the Wolfman, baby.
It's the Wolfman Jack Show for a Tuesday night.
Every once in a while, I got to go with the Wolfman. I just have to. I'm sorry. Now that's out of my system, all right? Relax. If you watch this show, there's always something in the morning I got to get out of my system. I mean, for some reason, I'm listening to Wolfman Jack. I like to try my Wolfman impression every once in a while. Okay, folks, there's several things I want to ask you this morning. I want you to respond. Okay, please respond. Do you believe the President, Donald Trump, should release the memo? Now, we have an FBI statement. We'll talk about the memo. We have the FBI statement from Christopher Wray. We have that. Rod Rosenstein is, begging the President, I guess, and the Christopher Wray, acting director of the FBI, is begging the President, don't release this memo. General John Kelly, Chief of Staff, is saying we're going to release the memo. Our goal is to be transparent with the American people. Do you think they should release the memo? Have you read the FBI report or statement? Have you listened to Adam Schiff? Have you listened to anyone out there that is urging not to release the memo? What do you think? I really want to know, do you think we should release it? If yes, why? Just don't say yes. Just tell me why we should release the memo, or tell me why you don't think we should. Okay, I also want to know, we didn't get to this yesterday. I want to know, do you agree with President Donald Trump's DACA plan? Okay, DACA plan. Should there be a path to citizenship? Now, Amanda, do you have yours on? Now, you watched the State of the Union night before last, right?
I sure did.
You sure did. Okay. Thank you for that firm note of confidence there. Okay. Do you remember the president's comments concerning his immigration plan?
I did.
Now, would I be putting you on the spot if I asked you what you thought, or would you just say you'd rather not comment, or where would you be on that if I asked you what do you think about the president's plan on the face?
I didn't know he was going to go in that direction, but if people are willing to do the right thing and come here legally, then I'm for his decision.
So you didn't know what direction he was going in, but you would support what he laid out the other night.
Yeah, well, we're all immigrants, so it's only fair. If you want to go through the right process, then
I know you didn't just say fair. Did you really just say it's only fair on this show?
I said fair.
Do you realize on Thursdays I'm supposed to not say bad words in the first 30 minutes? 30 minutes. I'm supposed to hold my tongue for 30 minutes because Carla's Corner's at 8:30, and you said it's only fair? Oh my God. I know you didn't say that. Just when things were going so well with us. Oh, my God. All right, Amanda. You know what fair is, right, Amanda?
If fair is fair.
No, it's not fair. It's fair. Fair is a place you take a pig to win a blue ribbon.
Oh, my.
That's fair.
Oh, my God.
Oh, all right. Kill your mic. I have to wait to ask you a question later. Amanda thinks if they're here and he provides a pathway, okay, what do you think? I really want to know. What do you think? Do you agree with President Donald Trump's DACA plan? Should there be a path to citizenship for the children that came here by no means of their own? And what do you think? Okay. You remember when the left was hoping General John Kelly would bring a level of sanity to the White House? You remember when Priebus was out and what's the other guy's name? Bannon. What happened to Bannon? I mean, are we Bannon free? I mean, I haven't heard a word out of Bannon in 3 weeks. I mean, they took that narrative right off the table, right? So remember when Priebus is in there and Bannon's in there and Bannon gets demoted and Priebus is out and so forth. Remember the left were so hopeful that now General John Kelly would bring a level of sanity to the White House. Do you realize in my post I wrote White Horse? I wrote in my post, who's doing my spell checking? Am I responsible for every damn thing here? Oh, excuse me. Okay. It's the White House, not a white horse. Oh, my God. Now people are going to be reading that. And holy mackerel, man. I mean, that's as bad as putting up a campaign sign spelled wrong. All right. Anyhow, now put up General John Kelly. Okay. Put up his picture. Do I have his picture, General John Kelly? All right. Folks, this guy is a 4-star general, all right? Count him, 4-star general, John Kelly, all right? Now, I remember all the uproar when he was named chief of staff, okay? He was named chief of staff. I heard all the uproar, but let me remind you now, Joe Scarborough, he's about as low as you can get, all right? They are going crazy over there on that network. I mean, literally, if you tuned in, they are going crazy over this memo, releasing the memo. Now, at 9 o'clock, you don't want to miss, all right? You don't want to miss at 9 o'clock, all right? The Saturday Night Massacre, for you childrens out there, okay? For you childrens that don't understand Watergate, all right? And you've got CNN and you got MSNBC and others doing the Trump versus Nixon versus Trump, the comparable, the Saturday Night Massacre. Well, this memo is only being released so he could fire Mueller, Rosenstein, and Christopher Wray at the FBI will leave. Okay. Now, I'm going to break down at 9 o'clock the Saturday Night Massacre. We might need to move the Gilmer bus thing to 9:40, okay? I apologize for all of you people out there. We might have to move that to 9:40. At 9 o'clock, we're going to break that down because I am so tired of hearing the Saturday Night Massacre. Now, this guy here is a 4-star general. Let me just say this for a minute. Joe Scarborough and them, the left over there, they're screaming this morning about this guy here, okay? They are being so disrespectful. General Kelly knows better. That's what Scarborough's yelling. Kelly knows better. Let everything out. See, General Kelly said, let's let everything out. Chief of Staff Kelly said, let's let everything out in an interview. We're going to play that at 9 o'clock, the interview. You really need to listen to that. He said, let's let everything out. Scarborough's yelling, really? Really, Kelly? You are going to let everything out? So let me just say this. Folks, this man, they continue to treat the White House as though a bunch of 3-year-olds are in there running the place. They continue to treat the White House as though they do not understand national security. That one gets me, that frosts me, okay? They continue to treat the White House as though, okay, they have no idea on what they're looking at. They just look at something, don't understand it. This 4-star general has handled more top secret plans, more top secret information than Joe Scarborough in his puny little time as a House of Representative member. Did I say murderer? I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to say like House of Representatives. I did not accuse him of anything. Although Joe Scarborough did have that 20-some-year-old, intern or assistant that just stood, and she was very athletic. She just ran a marathon or something like the week before or something, and she stood up, got dizzy, fell, bumped her head. Next thing you know, she's dead. And then the next thing you know, 2 months later, Joe resigns. What the hell? Oh, excuse me. So I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. It's Friday. So anyhow, so Kelly here has handled more classified information. This guy knows what he's doing. And he's prepared to back the President of the United States in releasing this memo. Prepared to back it. Okay? Now, let me say this. There's a couple things that we got to handle at 9 o'clock. You don't want to leave. In fact, I'll be very upset if I find out you left. All right? Here's another one. Put up the Wiener in Aberdeen. Let's see. What pictures? All right. Amanda, you're going to have to pay attention. It's Thursday, okay? The party's not over, all right, till 10 o'clock. Keep your eye on the ball in there. Okay, here's the Wiener in Aberdeen, all right? Uma, all right? Now, here's something that they're putting out this morning. Strzok, Peter Strzok. You got a picture of Strzok, or did I not send one? If I didn't send one, it's cool. But, all right, let's get to the truth. I can't stand when they won't tell the truth, all right? So we know all the backstory on Peter Strzok, the memo, his love of his life, Lisa Page, and all this and that. So Peter Strzok, head of counterintelligence. Oh, my God. This guy's the top dog, right? Now, they're spinning this morning that, well, the Republicans refuse to tell you that Peter Strzok is also the one that wrote the letter to James Comey saying we need to open the investigation back up into Hillary Clinton. This is a little piece of information that the media, the far right, the mouth breathers, I think that's what I was called this morning. I want to be part of them. I mean, because Scarborough's yelling the mouth breathers out there, okay? So they are spinning this that, guys like myself, we're just picking out what we want. And we forgot to put that Strzok, right? Peter Strzok wrote the letter to Comey. You remember just weeks before the election, they reopened the investigation into Hillary Clinton, all right? They will tell you that I won't say anything about that, but I will. Because Strzok did not do anything. If all the details come out, what really happened there when they opened that investigation, and these are some sources that I feel are very good. When Comey reopened the investigation, they had no choice. Strzok had no choice but to do that. Now, they knew they would clear Hillary because, remember, Uma Abedin sent classified information, okay? They're worried about the friggin' memo and the world falling apart. And if the memo comes out, Uma Abedin forwarded classified emails, information to the laptop that Wiener had access to. That he was, and the Wiener, what, is he in jail now? Right? But she was sending the Wiener, Anthony Weiner, former congressman from New York, right, ran for mayor, texting underage girls, picture, who was he? Don, what was his name? Anyhow, but anyhow, she sent him classified information. When the NYPD that was investigating Weiner took the computer in, sources say that some people at the NYPD told the FBI, you break the story or we will. You got it? That's what, so the hero, Peter Strzok, that the left is trying to make out today, if you turn on the TV and you accidentally run into one of those lefties, they will try to convince you that Peter Strzok, okay, is a good guy, and it's not what you think it is, because he is the one that sent Comey a letter saying, we have no choice but to reopen this investigation. Foul. Okay? Foul. Sources say NYPD, the intelligence at the NYPD, when they confiscated the Weiner's computer, basically told Comey, which is Strzok, the head of counterintelligence, you guys reopen this, you guys go to the American people and tell them, or we will. So don't let the left give you some kind of hero status that Strzok is the one that made sure they reopened the case against Hillary Clinton. So I just wanted to get that out. Don't want that messed up. All right. Put up, let me see, where's my pictures this morning? I got a couple pictures I want you to put up. All right. Now, I'm gonna open this door, and then we will go deeper into this world on at 9 o'clock. First of all, let's go into the memo. Let's do that first, okay? FBI. Put the FBI memo up. Did I put that there? The FBI memo? So, not that one. What the heck? This is an Office Space. I understand. Did you watch that movie, Amanda? Did you watch that movie? Do you know the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. You know the movie? If you know the movie, then why don't you if you know the movie, what the heck's my computer doing? Then I don't think you're wearing enough flair. Okay? So get that off there. Put the FBI statement up. I say your statement from the FBI. Christopher Wray, the director of the FBI, released this statement, okay? This is yesterday, okay? Let's see what glasses I have here. This whole place is falling apart. Okay. The FBI takes seriously its obligations to the FISA court and its compliance with procedures overseen by career professionals in the Department of Justice and FBI. We are committed to working with the appropriate oversight entities to ensure the continuing integrity of the FISA process. That's a FISA court warrant. With regard to the House Intelligence Committee's memorandum, the FBI was provided a limited opportunity to review the memo the day before the committee voted to release it. As expressed during our initial review, we have grave concerns about material omissions of fact that fundamentally impact the memo's accuracy. So the FBI sent out yesterday, they're running cover. Now I know a lot of people are really like, are we going to take on the FBI? I mean, they're out there, where is it? Is it Quantico, right? Yeah, it's Quantico. They're out there at Quantico, and they say, man, we better release something first saying that the fundamental impact, the facts, omission of fact, okay, that fundamentally impacts the memo's accuracy. Well, it was enough accuracy to where they told McCabe not to come in the next day. So we're going to talk about this memo. We're going to talk about the Saturday Night Massacre you keep hearing. Now, I got to get a break, but this is the one picture. Let me remind you, folks. This is the picture that they want you to see. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. You go on every day. You see the one that says Nixon, Amanda? Now, I know you don't understand who Nixon is, but you see the one? Okay. Hey, if you're just going to sit there and take it, I can't help it. You see Nixon? Okay? This is Richard Milhouse Nixon, and I hate the fact that I know his damn middle name. Anyhow, that's Richard Milhouse Nixon, okay? And this is the picture. Now, that's Marine Force One that lands there on the White House lawn. This is the actual picture of the day that Nixon left, okay? This is it. That's the picture the day Nixon left. And he did that right there. Remember that? I don't want to admit I'm old enough to remember that, but I do. Remember that? Okay? You won't have Dick Nixon to kick around anymore. That's the picture. And the reason I want to leave you on commercial, because we're going to talk about the Saturday Night Massacre at 9 o'clock. And we're going to go really deep. I want to talk immigration too. But you see, they don't want to stop until the figure in the doorway of Marine One is Donald J. Trump. You better get that straight. That's the picture they want you to see. Donald Trump leaving the White House. And they won't stop. We're in a battle, folks, but I'm ready for it. Are you up for it? I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for Carlos Corner. And then at 9 o'clock, the Saturday Night Massacre. Stay for this, okay? Please, stick around. It's going to upset me. It's going to break my heart if I come back at 9 and you're gone. Carlos Corner. Take us to break.